back to my channel. I'm Alison Alanna, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some really unexpected things that I've found while looking into the whole Bishop T.D. Jakes situation. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe on the way in, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always tuning in. So while looking into the Bishop T.D. Jakes situation, I found some really alarming information that I knew nothing about. Typically, I don't really follow the news on, people really more than what I would see just scrolling down my timeline on Instagram. If it's just like things about drama and all of that, I really don't pay much attention. And I don't think I ever recall seeing any news or any discussions on this particular topic. But as of looking into the T.D. Jakes thing, I think I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw other allegations about T.D. Jakes' family. So it was, one was his son. One of his sons, I'm not sure if it's his biological son, because I think they were saying that it might just be his wife's son. I don't even know. I didn't even know they had any sons. I just thought it was the two girls. So I have no idea who these people really are. However, that he was at a park somewhere and was indecently exposing himself in front of people at the park, and a police officer was sitting there and saw him, and he was arrested and charged, I guess, for indecent exposure and things like that. And being though it was in a park or a playground or something like that, it was looked at least, it was, to me, I'm looking at it as something really, really disgusting. I'm like, well, was he there for kids? Was he trying to expose himself to children? Or was it just like a park where he was just taking like a walk on a trail? I don't know what really happened, but that was the report that I saw on TikTok in regards to his son. And then the worst thing that I saw was his daughter, Cora, having taken people's children. I don't know if both of them were taken from mothers against their will, but this little boy that she has was said to be taken from the mother against her will. She was only supposed to have him for a temporary amount of time, and she chose to go to court and take evidence that she had and things that the girl had confided into her about to use for her to get full custody and take the girl's child, because she can't have children of her own. So with that being said, I'm just like really, really confused about who these people really are. What do they really stand for? Is all of this stuff exactly how it's being said? It's just, in our human minds, we just expect the best from people who are in leadership. And it just, we know that anybody could be a fraud, anybody can have a fault, anybody can mess up and give into their sins. But to be just like downright disgusting and vindictive and evil and wicked and deceitful, it just really makes you wonder who people really are, right? Because I'm thinking of it like this as a mother. Okay, so before I even speak on that, so I do think that I saw a mugshot for the son. He was arrested for being in that park doing whatever it was he was out there doing, and it just makes you wonder, like, what kind of spirits is really over there, because that's not normal. A person that is normal is not at the park doing something like that. It's just not a normal act. If that was the case, we'd be seeing it being done every single day by everybody. It would just be acceptable and normal, but as it relates to his daughter, I'm really looking at this as like a mother, and it's like, that's probably a mother's biggest fear, is losing their child, you know what I mean, unwillingly. Like, you literally have to, it's one thing to lose your kid to like death, but then to know that this other person has your child, you didn't send your child with them to stay forever or to have guardianship forever, and they are just taking your child and literally raising your kid, and you can't do anything. You can't get your kid back. You don't have the money to properly fight your case. and they have all the money in the world, and you're just sitting there knowing that this person treats you out of your kid because they can't have kids. I think the girl said that she was going through a rough time. She had already had 3 kids and she was homeless. So with her being pregnant with her 4th or having a 4th baby, she asked Cora, which was her childhood friend, to keep the baby for her until she was able to get herself together. But instead of, I think actually no, they were living all together at one point, and she tried to get custody of the baby while she was living there with them. And it didn't work because she was actually still living in the house. But when she left and the baby was there by himself, then she tried to get custody of the baby, and she was successful in doing so. So with that being said, it's just like, it makes me wonder, because this is giving very much the hand that rocks the cradle, right? But I'm wondering, okay, is there really something else that the lady that is the actual biological parent of this boy is not saying? Or is it really just this girl is just so obsessed with children that she is willing to do anything, including taking somebody else's kid from them? And the girl still has custody of her other 3 children, so it couldn't have been that bad. You know, I think she said she was going through like some postpartum depression, but I mean, there's many of mothers that have experienced that, and unless it's like something really crazy going on, the child is usually still very much so safe in the mother's care. But I mean, it's been years. I think this kid is like 9 years old, and he's been with her for like 6 or 7 years or something crazy like that, you know? So it just makes you wonder, like, what is the obsession with other people's children? The other child that she has looks like a Hispanic or like an Indian girl, and according to the lady whose son she's taking, she doesn't even know where this daughter has come from, where she got this girl from. If it was an adoption, if the child mother gave her to her, if it's something like what her situation is. But she did say that she has heard that there are many other women that she tried this with and was unsuccessful in getting their kids from them. So I'm just thinking, like I said, as a mother, that is crazy. I would never want to be in that situation. Even if I didn't have kids, I still would feel in my spirit that it was so wrong to take somebody else's baby and try to raise them as my own. And then with her having her own mother, a sister who's a mother, and probably lots of other mothers in her family, it just leads you to wonder, like, why, or have they stepped in? Have they said to her, you know, Cora, this is wrong. Like, this is this girl's child. You can't just take her kid because you are unable to have children. The right thing to do would give her child is the right thing to do would be to give her child back to her, especially since she's been trying for so long to get him back. As a mother, I would definitely be telling my sister that. As a mother, I would definitely be telling my daughter that. Like, why are you doing this? This is crazy. Unless there's something else that we don't know that made sense for her to get custody of the kid. But according to the mother, it's not. She only gave him to her for a temporary amount of time, and it wasn't supposed to go like this at all. I think it was last year, in 2022, I believe, she tried to have a birthday party for her kid, and Cora told her she was going to have the party for herself, and said she would just make sure she brought him there. And she did not show up to the party. She said it was something about security not being able to clear the time and being present at the party with him. And that she felt like it was just a bunch of crap, that she just didn't want to bring him to the party. She had her spend all that money on the party, and had like a big gathering, and he just didn't show up to his birthday party. So it goes deeper because even with all of that, she had this daughter. Like I said, she says that nobody knows where the daughter came from, if it was an adoption, if she took it from somebody else's mother, or whatever the case is. But she has this daughter, and she was married to this man who was, let's just say, inappropriately assaulting her daughter. So we're all grown. We should be able to tell what that means. He was violating this young girl, and I guess once they found out, they pressed charges against him and had him arrested, and then they decided to, she divorced him, of course. So with that being said, it's like, okay, one has to wonder, how is all of this going on to young small children, and the adopted mother or the kidnapping mother, whatever you want to call her, had no idea that this was going on? Is it something that she was also doing to that he was also doing to the little boy as well? Like, it's a bad situation, and I had no idea. I had no idea all of this was going on within their grounds, and it's just it's just a bad situation. It's good that the guy was penalized for his actions, and she wasn't, at least she wasn't the type to try to like cover for him and protect him over protecting the kids and stuff like that. But it's just like crazy that this was going on right under her and she didn't know. And it's also said that the boy was being locked into a room with like a lock outside because she was not really too fond of him getting up early in the morning, running out the room, trying to go get his breakfast and all of that kind of stuff. So it's just like, one really has to wonder, is there more? Is there more that's being hidden? Is there more that goes on? I know every family has their skeletons, but I mean, my God, like pedophilia, inappropriate conduct in parks, kidnapping children, and your father is a pastor. It's like, what is this? Like, are y'all really who y'all say you are? And I think that's probably what got the people so riled up, because they want to know, are they being misled? Are they supporting frauds? Are they paying tithes and offerings to a fraudulent space, a fraudulent church, a bunch of fake people who really are total opposite, being led by Satan, total opposite of what they claim to be? So this is why I say, like I said in the last video, we just follow Christ, not the man, not the head of the church, not the leaders, not none of that stuff, because people really do be different than who they publicly proclaim that they are. So this is interesting. I typically cover or speak about things that you know, are in the spiritual world or with people that claim to be of the body of Christ from time to time. So if anything else comes out about this, I will definitely be covering it as well, and hopefully people just get the truth. Whatever it is, people just get the truth, and what needs to be done from there will be done. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.